Hello and welcome to my channel, where we daydream about audiophile magic and sound. Let's dive deep into my favorite amps under 1200 euros. This is not the complete list of best amps in market in this price range, rather my favorite picks in this price range and me trying to explain why that is. This is a great start to your hi-fi journey. Nicely balanced amp with a great phono stage and versatility in sound, including Bluetooth and subwoofer outputs, and sprinkle all that with a good DAC. What more to ask for? But it is all there, including a great bass output. It is full and commanding. It will help your speakers transmute that static current into sound waves for your speakers so well. It is also a darker sound, gravitating towards balanced and neutral. It will help with the brighter speakers, and with its balanced nature, it can work with a large different sonic characteristics and large different speakers. It also have a grunt to drive and lead many speakers with its power. One of the greatest reasons why I love this amp is its phono stage. I cannot give more praise to this phono stage. It is so good at this level. Soundstage, mids, details, reproduction is good. It's not a class leader in this price range, but there is enough resolving power here and openness to show you a whole new world of hi-fi. This is my favorite budget amp, including the next one on this list. For more detailed review, please look in the description of this video and check that review. Rotel A11 is the next great budget amp, as it allows great refinement in mids and opens the sound so well. While it is a bit expressive in mids, it is not forward or punchy sound, but nicely balanced with a bit more detailed treble. Its greatest strength is how it's versatile and evenly distributed across all the sonic quality and characteristics across the board. Maybe a bit thin on bass and lower end, but it provides immediate improvement on soundstage and detailed resolution than your cheaper amp. It is also very versatile, allowing a plenty of digital and analog connections, including Bluetooth. And Bluetooth is an aptX, which is always a welcome addition. One thing more, which they could have invested more, is DAC, where some amps in this level have a better DAC inside. It also comes with a decent power to drive many speakers in this price range. This is a specialist amp in my opinion. It is an amazing amp if you like your sound to be airy and open. In this price range, you cannot find an amp that opens the sound more and delivers grand soundstage. Its dispersion, both vertically and horizontally, is awesome for this price range, and they deliver that with a great richness around mid sections. While both treble and bass are not that full, forward and dynamically open. Mids came rich and smooth, delivering that instruments on soundstage that can have this beautiful decay and timbre, while hearing individual details around drums and vocals and guitars are the weakest part, and it is just that it doesn't open so much dynamically in bass and treble, which the bass can sound a bit thin and treble not fullest or richest in details, creating an amp that doesn't have that much character of their own, as it works to create a big sonic soundscapes and deliver a good sound with it. A lot of people are swearing by the sound that Audiolab makes, and they should, as it creates some really wonderful listening sessions. And if it paired correctly with more up and forward speakers, it can be a great synergy between them. Just don't expect live punchy sound out of them. Another one of those specialized amps, but in other direction. If you like your amp delivering plenty of details and were upped and rolled off treble, this one is for you. You will not find an amp delivering this much details, textures in this price range. It will open your speaker's treble so much as you will hear a whole new speakers with this amp. They will be more forward, more defined and punchy and agile. They will create vast rhythmics around you with a definition and drive that will be very fun listen. It will force you to tap your hands to the rhythm of the song. Soundstage is good, separation is also good, which means not best in this class, but it does great with material you give it to it. But those details will create a perception of separation, as you will be able to hear more in instruments which will be defined. But the problem for me is that the mids are gonna be a little bit buried, as that amped treble is going to be highlighted a bit too much, bearing vocals into production a little bit. It is a specialized listen, as this will do wonders for your instrumentals, but will not give such a helping hand for vocals. It's great for jazz or blues, but maybe not so much for pop or vocal emphasized music. Also, it's purely analog amp, so don't expect too much of inputs for this one. For more detailed review, please look in the description of this video. This amp is in category of amps that requires investment from your budget. And in such, it is a more mature device, and one of the greatest talents of this amp is how versatile it is with sound and features. It is an amp built to satisfy a lot of people, and it does a great job for that. It is a different one from specialized amps, as it exists for many people to serve them. It delivers a great soundstage, treble is amped to deliver a lot of details, bass is decently rounded. Presentation is that of being a bit forward and punchy, which means that it will also suit people who like energy and rhythm in their songs. Jazz is so impressive listening with this amp, as soundstage details and punch is very well executed with this amp. Inflection of sound, textures and roundness is allowing you to extract music in its full live form. It will be your great companion in a long listening sessions. But don't expect too much clarity and separation, as vocals are a bit heavy but not so pronounced while listening for this amp. For more detailed review, please look in the details of this description of this video and you'll find that link. If you want to buy cheap and extraordinary all-around amp, look no more. They have been severely reduced in price since when they first arrived on scene, and now, finally, they are reasonably priced enough for me to recommend them. It is if you like what I said previously for Denon PMA 600, but a bit more finesse into details. Its phono stage is also really great. They say they have worked with the engineers in REA standard phono stage in this amp, with a lot of love and precision. It is a darker sound with a very pronounced bass that is in command and agile. It can easily tame the brighter speakers, as it will shave a lot of high notes dynamics in treble. But it is not just a big sound. Sound is coupled with a great attention to details. as breadth of instruments and textures. It's so well emphasized and produced, including your usual suspects of details of mid-range, bringing great definition and shape in soundstage. With a new price, it is also a lot cheaper than Cambridge Audio CX-A61, and it is a great all-arounder with great inputs and features, including the fantastic phono stage, which Cambridge Audio does not have. And it is maybe a bit different sonic characteristics to Cambridge Audio, as it is more reserved, while Cambridge Audio is more punchy. The biggest minus I can say is that it maybe lacks that special something to pull it out of the mass, but it does a lot of things great, that it is a big recommendation on my side. There will be soon review on my channel, so please look in the description of this video and you might find a link for it. My favorite amp in this price range. Just a tremendous value for what you pay and get. You get very mature audiophile device that drive all your speakers with ease. And not just drive, but drive them with stability and masculinity. And it has this lovely, well-defined sound, which is full and yet, to my surprise, have a great amount of details and expression. Yes, soundstage was brimming with details, but not overwhelming you or overpowering the treble into fatiguing sound. It was lovely that you have this defined sound that have weight with every kick, drum, with every strum of string of bass, but yet the amp knows how to control it, showing all the nuisance of a record to us. It is balanced and resolving power is amazing. Incredible versatility is born out of such specs, as you can listen for hours with this amp and enjoy all the fine details, yet not to be overrun by unnecessary details. It has a great sound stage, it has a great phono stage, an impressive bass, and you will understand why I like this amp so much. Please, for more detailed review of this device, please look in the description below and you will understand why I like this amp so much and why it impressed me so much. If you're into a vintage looks and a vintage sound, you cannot go wrong with Yamaha amps. An incredible mix of vintage smooth sonics with a great soundstage and detailed reproduction. While it still might be a little bit of acquired taste, it does work well to ease your music a little bit, creating relaxing presentation, a laid back. It is still capable to deliver on a dynamic scale nicely, as it opens with the details that sound from bass to treble. It is really a gear that is there to provide that rich, full sound that many people like and that can ease brighter speakers into more manageable ones. But I was super impressed with the dock inside. This amp, it is an incredible addition as it can read DSD up to 256 and is amazing in organizing and creating information in sound. Maybe the most superior DAC on this list of amps. Couple this with a good streamer or connect this with a PC to do a major improvements to your music streaming. It is just a great gear with a great soundstage for your long laid back sessions of listening to your favorite music. If you want a great taste of G class of amplifiers, I cannot recommend Arcam enough. Class G is essentially a hybrid amplifier, utilizing Class A specifically for low-level signals, but when required switching in an additional power supply to power those larger sections of the waveform, It have a lot of power, which is stable and strong enough to drive any speakers you like. With really powerful and muscular sound, it is close to Music Fidelity M3SI, which is, as you know, my favorite amp in this category. It has a punch, bass and openness, as it is a great combination between this neutral balance like amps and punch with the amped trebles. It lacks airiness and openness of these natural amps or detailed reproduction of these punchy amps, but it have everything out of all these amps with a good soundstage, great details, but also very muscular heavy sound that creates a lot of fun and musicality with your amp. I do recommend this if you're a fan of Music Fidelity, Denon and others a bit darker amps to try this. You might find your next favorite amp, as whatever you have at home, this will drive and you will be very satisfied with the amount of sonic goodies you get with them. And also, it is an amp that has a great power to it, so this can drive your speakers no matter how much you upgrade your speakers. So the longevity of this amp is also incredible. And finally, on this list, something maybe not popular so much. One amp that impressed me with trying to mimic some other more expensive amps while trying to be as close to balanced sonic spectrum and not getting in the way of coloration of your speakers. If you prefer your speakers to rule the chain of synergy, then this might be for you, as it packs large amount of power and have talents equally distributed among sonic qualities. It have a great connection and features, so it is like a modern hi-fi device, including very capable DAC inside. There is not much to fault here. It is an amp that can sound a bit anemic with, of course, wrong combination attached. But if you like transparent, neutral amps, you must look at Attessa, as in this price range they offer that with a great emphasis on soundstage, details and transparency. If you like amps like Hegel with their very neutral presentation, you might also like this, as this is like a light budget version of Hegel. Thank you for watching this video. Do you agree with my list? Do you think there are some amps missing? If so, please write in the comments below, as I daydream about trying every device possible, and I always like to learn from a fellow audiophiles something new, something great, something unexpected. So please be free to write down below. And if you really enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and if you can, donate via Patreon. All the best, bye!